Good morning, everybody. They canceled work again today, so I'm here in the basement doing basement work. What I'm doing today is running electric down here. So what I decided to do with the workshop is to run the electric through conduit and then have metal outlet boxes. So I got a couple set up here already. Here, have one set up, and I just have it run up to the rafters. And the same thing over here. I got one set up, run up to the rafters, and I got a third one over here in the corner. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dark. Yeah, there we go. And that goes all the way up to the rafters, or to the not the rafters, the floor joist. Sorry. It's funny, as much time I spent in the basement, you'd think I wouldn't be thinking of the ceiling. All right, so there's those three. I'm gonna put one more here in this corner. If you notice, there's some holes here in the wall. It's where the pegboard is set up at. And so what I'm going to do is move it to the side and hang this back up. And let's see, we'll put one there. Eventually there's going to be a big wall here, and I'm going to put, I don't know, one or two on this wall maybe. And of course the switch is going to come over here. So, oh yeah, that's right, this wall over here. I'm going to put one here, right there, coming down. Be one there at the same height of these other ones. And then I'm going to put one on this side of the window as well. Right up here. Come down this side of the window. I'm going to put one. Alright, so we're drilling into our brick, so we need our hammer drill. So sometimes this happens. The hole gets like stripped out. It happens. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm just gonna take a wall anchor, stick it in there. It'll take care of it. Make sure I get one that fits in there. Perfect. Measure. So I'm using this plastic conduit. And in order to cut it, we can use a saw or whatever, but we got a PVC cutter. So there we go. So for the PVC running into the outlet box, I've used compression fitting, so that I can just screw it tight to whatever size I got. So I'm going to tighten that down and move on to the next one. Now we get to do the hard part. In this instance, I don't know if I'd normally do this. So yeah, I'm going to start on the end of the circuit and work backwards. I'm going to put, I think, now I got outlets, covers for just regular outlets, but I think I might put GFI here on the first one. That way it carries the load for the rest of the outlets. That way it puts less stress on the breaker itself. I gotta look and see how many of those I have. I think I got 2 or 3 extras, but for right now I'm just running wire. So we get to try and run wire up the conduit, across, and down to the next outlet. I got everything wired up. I'm going to show you here in a sec. I'll start in here with the breaker box, since that's where the power comes from. I mean, the power comes from outside, but I'm not going to start out there. So here's our box. It's got all the stuff. There's my breaker I just set up. It says workshop. So the wire comes out. I have not stapled. I have not put staples in the wire yet. It's just hanging loose. Okay? Before people freak out. Before I get comments about the wire, it's not stapled up yet. I'll get to it, but you know, it took me a good 4-5-ish hours to do this with a break in the, like a 30-minute break in the middle. So anyway, so I got the breaker. Wire comes out here, other side. It's all hooked in like it's supposed to be. So it comes up and it comes over here. So we'll follow this over here. It goes through this wall. Bump, 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 bump. It comes to this junction box. Again, don't freak out. There's not a cover on the box. Oh no! I'll get to it, okay? So, the reason there's a junction box there is because there will be a third wire that will come out and go along these two across the ceiling over there to where the wall will be put. So there'll be a wall over there which will have the switch to the lights that will go in. So I'm not completely done with the wiring because there's a whole wall. There's a whole wall that's not there. So it comes to the junction box. There will be a wire that comes out and goes that way. And so the wire comes out from there and goes into the conduit running down. And here's my first outlet. My first outlet is a GFI, like I said it would be. The light's green. I've tested everything multiple times. You gotta test it multiple times because sometimes they'll be faulty, and after like 2 or 3 tests, then it like freaks out. So anyway, goes up there, comes over here to the second outlet, which is a regular outlet. It goes up, you know, comes around, comes down to our third outlet. Here's Lana because she wants to be involved and everything. Comes up, goes down to my fourth outlet, up, down to my fifth outlet, okay, and up and down to the final outlet on the circuit. Everything's wired correctly according to the tester, and we're good. Everything's grounded correctly. The hardest part is, of course, running the wire through the conduit because the wire is just the right size, for 2 to fit through the 1/2-inch conduit. So I now have outlets in the workshop, and I don't have to worry about plugging my saw into an extension cord that runs across the whole room. I don't have to worry about plugging a cord or extension cord or anything into one of these dang extra there's an outlet plug here. I don't have to worry about using those anymore. So yeah, so that's what I got done today. Slowly but surely I'm getting everything taken care of. I did learn of an issue by doing all this. If you look at this floor joist up here, you probably can't tell by the camera, but whoever installed this cut this gigantic section out of the joist, weakening the floor joist right there. Now I don't know if codes have changed, but from what I remember several years ago, and this was several years ago, you couldn't cut out more than 2/3, or you couldn't cut out more than 1/3. You couldn't cut out more than 30% of your joist to run pipe or whatever, and that looks like half. They cut out 50% of the joist, and the way they have this set up, if you look from this floor joist across to that floor joist, is not setting on the foundation. If you look right here, the floor joist actually sets on the foundation.
right? So it sets in the foundation. That one sets in the foundation. But then there's this section here that doesn't, for some reason. I don't understand. Don't understand what's going on. Something's definitely going on though, because the foundation itself also changed. So you have the blocks, right? You have the center blocks. You have these tile things, these type of blocks, which are also different. But it comes over here to this section here that looks like a doorway that was walled in. Something odd is going on here. The floor right here where it's cut has dropped like 2 inches, and that's like right where the couch sits. So a good, bit of the weight that's in the living room is sitting right there. So it looks like I'm going to have to put a floor jack, and when I do the wall, which actually comes right here, when the wall goes in, I'll probably have to put at least something to reinforce the floor, because like I said, it's dipped like 2 inches. So yeah, so it was good that I was doing that, because I found that out. I wasn't aware of that before. I mean, you would if you were a building inspector, but me not being a building inspector, I didn't realize that till I got a good look at it. So it's just one more thing I gotta fix. I certainly don't want half the floor falling down. So yeah, I got an extra floor jack that I took out of my room, my studio room, when I built the wall back there. I'll have to pull the workbench out about 3 inches, but I could stick the floor jack back there. It sucks. People mess up your house because they think they know what they're doing. You can't cut out floor joists, people. You can't do that. All right, so that's the end of this. I'm going to go ahead and move on to something else. Catch you on the next video. I'm tired after work today. God bless and Godspeed.